from BS and Beer Media. It's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going. Oh, he's going to score. He's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo. Welcome into the Top of the Bleachers. Tuck, what is up? You're in new surroundings. You got bushes and stuff behind you there. It's like, what's going on? I was at a swimming pool.
Yeah, it's just,
what's up?
It's one of those fake backgrounds. I'm still in the same spot. It just looks different back behind.
It's a fake one.
Yeah, it's fake. It's all fake.
I've been to your house. That ain't fake at all.
No, I usually use Lacey's work computer, but she had to go to Mena today, so she had to take her computer with her. So I'm on her big Mama Jama big computer, which is very uncomfortable because there's too many buttons, too many icons. I had to sign into I had to kick her out of her Google account and sign into my Google account. And then I had to go search for my password because I just stay signed in. So I had to go find that. And then it was on this screen over here. She got two screens. So it was on this screen over here. I had to move it over.
Yeah.
For a technical idiot like myself, this is way too fancy. Like, I don't need all this.
Yeah, so you could use that other screen. You could put Google search on the other screen, and you could do research while we're talking, and not have to go off your video.
Except it don't work.
You don't have Google?
I do have Google, but it hides it behind what I'm on over here.
Should pop up in front.
It does not.
Unless you're already in Google.
I am in Google using the thing. That's what.
All right. So open another tab and drag that tab into the other window.
What the hell are you talking about on another tab?
Never mind. Happy Monday, bro. March the 3rd. Let's move on. Welcome in, everybody. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe for us. New link to join the Discord is in the description, so it should be fresh. Our buddy Ham said it might not be working, so put a new one in there. Floppy, what's up, buddy? Happy afternoon, man.
Our Discord's not working?
He says the only one link that he tried is how he got in, so I'm trying to update him over different places that I had him. And,
okay.
Yeah, so in the show description, I always put one, but it's supposed to be a never expiring link. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But apparently it was, I don't know. Anyway.
Apparently it expired, huh?
I don't know if it wasn't working for some people or something, but I put a new one in there. So anyway, happy Monday. I do have some slides today, bro. I know we didn't get to do any production show today or nothing, so we're shooting from the hip here, but I do have some slides today to talk about, and I do have that video you said you wanted to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it works correctly. And so, but other than that, man, I had to work last night, so I went to work at like midnight or something. I got off this morning.
Oh, yeah?
So just been kind of hanging out and doing stuff. Took a nap. Getting some stuff done on my to-do list.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, trying to get my taxes done.
We've already done our taxes and got our return back. So
a lot of people have. Yeah, I haven't done mine yet. I'm gonna do that.
You're a little bit behind, but I don't know. With all this corruption and everything they're finding, I keep waiting on somebody to make an announcement. Like, if you haven't paid your taxes this year, don't freaking worry about it. Don't pay your taxes.
Do you have your taxes done for you, or do you do them yourself?
Lacey does. Lacey does one. Lacey.
Do you know what she uses? I want to plug nobody here, but is TurboTax or
probably TurboTax or
Tax Hawk is another one I've heard of.
I don't know who she uses. I don't even know if she uses anybody. She might just go in and do the whole thing herself. I have no idea.
Okay. Well, you gotta
I
have
know,
something that submits it for you or whatever.
I know that she pulls out this drawer and it has paperwork in it about as deep as your elbow.
Yep.
And she sit here, and I think for about 3 days she did nothing but cuss. And then boom, our taxes were done. So I don't know what happened during those 3 days, but she was not happy.
Most people are not happy after taxes.
I guess the perfect tax return is actually 0. That means you didn't pay more to the government than you were supposed to, and they didn't take more than they were supposed to. So
That's what they say.
perfect tax return would be 0. Now, a lot of people look forward to their tax return. They're like, "Oh man, I'm getting like $2,000 back." You're not really getting it back. You you overpaid. That's the reason. That's the reason you're getting 2,000 back. So the perfect amount would be 0. You didn't give it.
Well, some of us don't like taking that risk. Okay?
I've often said that when I die, I hope my last check to the government bounces. That's what I hope.
Well, if we get a back pay one, then I'll get an extra one because I've been extra careful on that. Hopefully, because it's not about getting it back. It's about not owing. Because I've had those years where I had to pay in for when I was self-employed or whatever.
Well, are you still
Like
considered self-employed since you're contractor or whatever? Or?
I'm not a contractor. No, I'm W2.
Oh, now you're an actual employee now.
Yeah, I'm a salary. I'm a real person. I'm a real boy.
Yeah, back when we drove over the road and we owned our own trucks and stuff, man, tax time sucked. I hated
Yes,
tax
it did.
time.
Yeah, tax time sucks for sure. Anyway, get your taxes done if you haven't yet, because I'm doing that myself. I've been gathering up all the info.
Well,
anyway,
no reason to be in too big of a rush. I mean, you got until April 15th. You still got more than a month. You got plenty of time.
Well, anyway, what's up with you? You did off today, right?
I was off today, yeah. Ran out and saw a buddy of mine. This is kind of a funny story, actually.
Right.
At Halloween, got to take you back a little ways. But at Halloween, I went over to a buddy's house, and he had a Halloween party. And I might have got, a little bit tipsy. And I sat down in his swing on the front porch, and because I'm fat, I broke it. And it was really embarrassing. There were people there, and I broke the porch swing on the front porch because I'm fat.
Yeah.
And what's funny is Lacey was sitting in the porch swing with me, and she made sure to point out to everybody that it was my end that broke, not her end.
Yeah.
Well, I got a customer out on my route, and his name's David Polk. I'm going to give him a shout out because if anybody has any kind of woodworking or something like that in the Conway area, and you'd like somebody to do a special job, David Polk's your man. And I stopped by, I saw David out in his yard, and I said, "Hey, you ever done a porch swing?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've done a porch swing before." I said, "Well, could you work me up a porch swing?" And we settled on a price. And so today I went out to Bob's house. He also goes by Grindle. Every once in a while you'll hear us call him Grindle. And we went out to, I went out to Bob's house, and I was like, "Hey man, I don't have a pickup truck, and I got this thing I need to pick up out on my route." I said, "You think you could, go with me and we could use your pickup truck?" "Oh yeah, man, I got you. No problem." So we drive over. It's only about 10 miles from his place. We drive over to David's place, and he's got a bunch of stuff that he has carved with chainsaws and stuff out in the front yard. And he on the way over, he's like, "What are we picking up?" I said, "Well, it's a bed frame, picking up a bed frame. I got a buddy, he lives right down the road. We're just going to run it down the road. It won't take 2 seconds, So we get over there and we get out, and David's out there, and he's got that beautiful, beautiful porch swing, hanging out there. But he's got a bunch of other stuff in the yard. So Bob's looking through his stuff that he's carved up, and he was like, "Oh man." He said, "What'd you make this out of? What'd you make this out of?" And we work our way over to the porch swing. So what'd you think of this porch swing? goes, man, that is gorgeous. And I said, you're right. It is. It's yours. And he said, I wish. I said, no. I said, no, man, it's yours. We're going to load it up. This is what we come after. And he was really surprised. So took care of that business that I broke in Halloween. That's what I did most of today was I surprised a buddy of mine with a new gift.
Well, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Of course, I broke the old one, so I felt responsible for it. Well, it was really funny. And is I pulled up to his house and they got a porch swing sitting on the porch.
Oh, you got a new one already.
And I was like, you already got you a new porch swing? He's like, yeah. I said, what's wrong? He said, well, a friend of ours got it for us. Her name's Linda. She was at the party when I broke the other porch swing. So she got it for us. He's like, it's all right, but it's just like I had to put it together. It was like, put it together yourself from home. I said, oh, okay. And then we went over there and showed him the new swing. He's like, oh, this is beautiful. He just kept telling David what great work he does and everything.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll just take it to my house since you already got a porch swing. He said, we'll find another place for that other porch swing. We'll find another place.
Can't have too many of those.
Yeah.
Try to have two.
Yeah. He said, we'll take it and put it on the back porch. I was like, okay, whatever.
I bet that is pretty especially if it was hand carved or whatever. That's pretty. It's nice.
White oak and cedar. He took he had some old whiskey barrels laying around, and he took whiskey barrels and made the armrest out of the whiskey barrels.
Hey, if you ever want to come over to my house and accidentally break something, I'm totally okay with that. All right, just come on over.
What's crazy is Bob was like, when I broke the swing, Bob was. He's like, man, he said, that swing's been hanging there for 20 years. He said, I should have known it was going to give out eventually. And I felt bad because I broke his swing or whatever, And
yeah.
He's like, he said, I just don't want you to sue me. I looked around his place. No offense, Bob, but you ain't got nothing I want.
Sue you.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Ain't that crazy? You gotta worry about that kind of stuff though.
That is nuts. But
no, yeah. I would be afraid somebody would get hurt, but that's why I don't sit in those swings, man, because I am a fat guy. I know better.
Yeah, and I sat down in it. I was already about 3 sheets to the wind.
Did it break when you sat down, or was you sitting?
No. We have been sitting in it for, I don't know, probably 20 minutes talking.
Oh, wow.
Everybody's out on the porch. There's probably 10 people standing out on the porch, and I'm sitting there in the swing, and we're having a good time. And then all of a sudden, just snap, broke.
Dang, that's kind of scary when it happens too. I've had stuff break like that. I broke chairs, lawn chairs. Man, fat guys can break a lawn chair. I can break one getting up, bro. I've got up before and bent both handles plumb over, just over to the side, and I'm like,
makes you feel,
what the heck they make these out of?
Just makes you feel wonderful about yourself too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like, dang, Jolly Green Giant,
Yeah, that's what I felt like as a kid. People always told me,
me too.
You're so big for your age, and you don't know how strong you are. And every time I did something like that, like break a lawn chair or something like that, I always thought, man, I'm a freak. I'm a freak, man. Freak.
I don't know, man. Puberty's rough.
Puberty is hard. It is tough, man.
Well, anything else you want to talk about before we look at this stuff? I got some stuff about the weekend.
All right. It was a good weekend, man. It was a really good weekend.
First up, about them Hogs.
How about them Hogs, man?
You get that win.
3-game series against Charlotte, man. Let me tell you something about Charlotte.
Yeah,
Charlotte is a good team. Charlotte is they play in the AAC, which I guess is the Atlantic Athletic Conference. I'm just guessing.
I think so.
But it will not surprise me if Charlotte ends up winning their conference. They are a good quality ball team.
They are pretty good.
They battled
were
with us
decent.
all 3 ball games, man. All 3 ball games.
They did.
Up,
That last one was oof.
I thought the first one, I flip on the TV and we're down 5-2.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that was bad. We were down like 9-1 or something, weren't we? Or
9-2, 9-2 going into the 4th inning, and then in the 4th inning we bring 16 batters up to bat. 16 batters. We almost went. We almost went through the rotation twice, man.
That's ridiculous.
We
Here's
end
some
up
stats for the whole weekend.
we end up taking the lead. They battled back and got within a point of us in that first ball game, and we ended up winning it 11-10. And then all the games were like that, man. They were competitive in all the ball games. I was really impressed with Charlotte. They got good pitching. They got really not great hitting, but what they are is they're very what's the word I'm looking for? They're very patient hitters. Like we very seldom got them into a bad count, a bad hitters count, or stuff like that.
But these Aloy brothers, holy smokes!
Aloy brothers are lighting it up. Helford had a good game. I really like our center fielder, Thomas Jr.
Oh yeah, Brian Thomas.
No, is it Brian? I want to say Justin, but that might not be right.
No, I forget. I think it's Brian.
But anyway, Thomas Jr., man, he's a good player. I like him. Charlotte had a great catcher. What their catcher is doing at Charlotte, I have no idea. He should be playing on an SEC team. We had problems stealing bases on him. Great arm from behind the plate. He picked one of our guys off at first base. You know, the guy sleeping at first base, turned around and popped him at first base. Really, really good catcher. Their pitching was not too bad at all. I thought, coming from the AAC, I thought their pitching was pretty daggone good.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good series, a good test, and man.
Well, it had just about everything. You know, it gave us a little sense of what our team is made of, because we had to use our bullpen. We had to go.
Here's some stats for the year, for the first 3 weeks or whatever so far. Look at some of these pitching speeds, man. 99.9, 99.7, 97, 97.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're doing well so far. 10-1 start the season.
I think the only pitcher that we had that really struggled was Fouch. Fouch had a problem on the third day, or Foosh, or however they say his name.
Gackle he had a bad outing to start.
I tell you who didn't have a bad outing. We have this kid named Coyle that comes out and has probably, I even said in the Discord when it happened, that might be the best inning of pitching I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, they're calling him Mr. Immaculate.
Dude, that was amazing. If you haven't seen it, did you load up the video?
I have a video. Yeah, I hope it works. Let me see. I'm gonna click on it, see if it works.
This is awesome. This is 3 batters. I think it was in the 8th inning.
I won't have to go hit the button. Hang on.
You know, some guys are if they leave, that's it. You know, you don't.
Excuse me, gosh, Charlotte. Got Campbell on the brain.
Strike 2.
Boom. He's out.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, says Parker Coyle.
Second batter.
These are close, man.
Some of them are close.
That was a good one.
But daggum, dude, you got to swing.
That was a good
Called
one.
strike 3.
2 batters, 6 pitches. Bring up number 3.
Oh, the crowd is into it just as much as Coyle's in the zone right now.
Bring it in.
That's what they call a perfect inning.
9
pitches, and the crowd wanted it.
9 pitches, 3 batters.
What a great inning for Parker Coyle. You talk about putting some life into your dugout.
Dude, that kid, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And when I first saw it, like he struck out, and the commentators don't really key into it until the third batter steps up there. He struck out the first one, and I was like, wow, man, 3 pitches. That was awesome. I go back to X. Next batter comes up. I look, 3 pitches, boom, got him. And I set my phone down. I was like, there's no way. That third batter stepped up, and you could tell the third batter was like, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm not going to stand here and look at it. Dude,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 just knocked him out. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Was. Yeah, they played well. They played well all weekend. I was good. Happy with it. And then the walk-off to end the last game.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, they tied it up. They tied it up in the 9th, and Orange Ham and I were in the Discord going back and forth. I said, this is perfect opportunity for a walk-off. They end up loading the bases, man. Their closing pitcher just fell apart. You could just you could just see it. And then their coach started trying to play the game with us, about, I'll bring in a lefty. I'll bring in a righty or whatever. And it just didn't work. It did not work. And all he needed was a fly ball to the outfield to win the ball game, because they brought all of their outfielders to the infield.
Yep. When's the next game? Do you have it wrote down somewhere?
I still have my basketball schedule up. I haven't put my baseball schedule up yet.
Okay, hang on a minute. I got this.
But I got my app right here.
Next
Next game's ULM, 3:00 on the 4th.
It's tomorrow.
So that's tomorrow. They're going to play. Looks like they're going to play a 2-game series in the middle of the week against ULM.
All right. Well, with all that good stuff, all that good feeling, felt so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the bad side of things, man. And I tell you, talk about laying an egg. This team laid an egg, bro.
Well, I tell you what really impressed me was Dave Van Horn's press conference after the baseball game. Dave Van Horn I watched the whole 11 minutes of it. Dave Van Horn did a great job of sticking with his guys and staying out there playing against that Charlotte team. That was great.
Yeah. Anyway, this week, speaking of tomorrow, so they play tomorrow night at 9 Eastern. So you'll be able to watch the baseball game and then the basketball game. And then Saturday they play, oh my God, they play the freaking early game again. Oh. Give us the night game. We don't want to play any more daytime games. I don't want to play any more daytime games. We need late night games.
Well, I don't really want to talk about this, but let's talk about it.
No, we don't have to.
Coyle goes out there and throws 9 pitches and strikes out 3 guys, right?
Yeah.
All right. 3 apparently was the number in Arkansas, because the Arkansas Razorbacks scored 3 baskets. 3 baskets in the first half. 3 damn baskets. Okay?
Yeah.
3 baskets. Points. They couldn't even put up 20 in the first half. Could not even put up 20. It was the most amazing, most vile, most wretched, most just terrible thing I ever witnessed in my life. Like, I have seen a player go cold before. I've seen a player go a couple ball games and just be cold, and can't hit nothing. And I've never seen it from a whole team. Like,
for the whole game.
For the whole game. Like, you kept thinking, I was watching this ball game and I kept thinking to myself, okay, well, because while we could only put 3 baskets in the first half, it wasn't like South Carolina was just playing out of their mind. It was just getting away from us. Like, it was still within reach at halftime, even though we'd only put 3 buckets in. And I thought, okay, they've been a 1-half team sometimes this year. They're going to come out in the second half. They're going to light it up. They're going to make a run. They're going to get back into this ball game. No, they come out throwing up the same crap that they threw up in the first half and could not make a shot.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I expected against Texas. I really did. I expected without Thero there, where the points going to come from. We play Texas. Everybody chips in. Everybody contributes. We end up beating Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And just like a stupid Razorback fan, I got my hopes up. Okay. Got my daggum hopes up. We're going to play South Carolina. Yeah, it's on the road, but they've only won one ball game this year. Our defense is really good. We'll go in there, it'll probably be a rock fight. We'll probably just barely win it, but we should beat South Carolina. Yeah. Not going to happen. And I don't know how we're going to get past Vandy or Mississippi State. If we can't get Thero back.
We got to get one of these.
I don't see how.
Have to.
I really don't.
Have to. We have to. That's all it comes down to right now, because
And here's the thing, and this is probably where I'm going to upset some Razorback fans, but I'm just speaking truth here. If we don't get Thero back, and we can't get Boogie Flam back this year, do we really need to take up a spot in the tourney? I mean,
yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
I really don't feel like I would much rather a mid-major team got in.
Yeah. Well, I saw a couple podcasts about this today, and they were talking about these other bubble teams down here, like Nebraska, SMU, North Carolina, Cincinnati, Oklahoma. These teams right here, dude, these teams suck. We suck too. These teams suck too. Like it's not like these. They're way better than and they don't have the opportunities that we have. Like if all we got to do is win. If we win, we can get in. If we lose both these games, we're done. We're out. It's over.
Well, I'm saying, I just feel like okay. So you got the Sun Belt, okay, and you got a team that's been dominating the Sun Belt. But then you got a second.
Oh yeah, I was gonna look that up.
Then you got a second place team that may not be dominating, but it's doing pretty well. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the Sun Belt tournament, and the team that's doing pretty well ends up winning the Sun Belt conference. Well, that team that was second all year or third all year is going to end up getting the bid to the tourney. And the team that dominated the Sun Belt all year won't get to go to the tourney because some crappy team like Arkansas is going to take up a spot.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of teams out there that can win their tournaments and get there won't be that many at-large bids, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that if the SEC does get in 11 or 12 teams, I just don't feel like we ought to be one of them.
Arkansas State, baby, that they're predicted a 13 seed.
See, I would much rather an Arkansas State or somebody else gets a chance instead of us going to the first round and getting knocked out and going home.
Yeah, well, that's very possible.
If we don't have Thero or Boogie, there's a really good chance that we end up getting bounced in the first round. So what's the point? All you're doing is taking an opportunity away from another team.
Yeah. Nothing official on Thero yet. Except for these out for tomorrow, the game's tomorrow instead of Wednesday. So, and then the rumor is Boogie's trying to get back, but there's no time frame on that. Like tournament, SEC tournament. I don't know.
Well, even if Boogie gets back,
it's another body.
It's another body, but I mean, how much rust is he going to have? He has no chemistry with the team whatsoever. Nothing against Boogie, but Boogie is ball dominant.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
maybe he learned something sitting on the bench over there.
Man, I hope so. I hope he did, because honestly, we started playing a little bit. I won't say better, but more of where we played more together since Boogie's been out, because we've had to. Because without Boogie there, we need other guys to step up. Well, if Boogie comes back, or some of these guys like TV and Adu and Billy and them guys, are they going to go back to the old way of standing back and watching Boogie and not doing, but not moving on offense? And it's just a lot of question marks if Boogie comes back. there's a lot of question marks if Thero comes back. I'm not real confident in this team.
Not either.
I think Cal has learned a lesson.
I do too.
Because Cal's already talked about next year it's going to be 10 or 11 on the bench instead of just 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So Cal has learned something from this. I don't know, man. I don't really have
more the merrier and let the cream rise at the top. But they're just afraid about keeping people and paying people and
that's why
that crap. It used to be just fill up your team.
You can still fill up your team. You just pay those first 8 guys a little bit better than you pay them other guys. And if they want to leave you, that's fine.
It seems like such a big drop off, though. It seems like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Oh, the one kid got in the other night. Did you see that?
Yeah, did a good job. He didn't mess nothing up. He played decent defense. I mean, he didn't do anything spectacular, but he got in.
Yeah, he got in.
And at this point in the season, when you're dealing with injury and fatigue and you're getting close to the tourney, the more bodies you have, even if they're just for rest for your other players, it's good to have them.
Yeah.
So I think Cal's learned from this. I'd like to see us retain some of our team. I don't know with NIL if that's going to happen or not, but I would love for us to bring back half, maybe 3/4 of these guys back to the team so we can have 2 years with them. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. NIL throws such a wrench in everything. Like, it was already hard to determine who your team was going to be the next year because of the NBA draft and stuff. But now with NIL, you have no clue if he might end up having to start from zero like he did this year. So who knows?
By the way, before I forget, guess what happens in 7 days?
7 days. SEC tournament? What?
Spring football.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Already. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens this week, man. We got to win, period. That's it. Ain't nothing else to say, really. We got to win or we're out of tourney. So
I don't normally do this with Arkansas sports, but my mindset is kind of already moved on to baseball. Like,
you can't do that, man. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Can't move on yet.
I kind of have. I kind of did the same thing with football this year.
You did.
Once basketball started up, I was ready for basketball. So
man, come on. Can't give up on them just yet. Still got stuff to play for.
Yeah, World Series. That's what we got to play for.
Stop it.
I just don't see us going very far, man.
Well, I don't think we're going to win the championship, but I'm going to root for them and cheer them on and hope we do.
I'm gonna root for them. I'm gonna watch them. Listen to them when I have to. It's just
the baseball team's done the same thing the last few years too. They make me nervous too.
Well, I just don't like in basketball. You got the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament right around the corner.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that we can't win a game in the SEC tournament or we can't win a game in the NCAA tournament, but we are so thin that I can't see us going on a run. It's too many games in a row. We don't have enough bodies to keep everybody rested. Even if we're playing out of our mind, I see fatigue setting in at some point and us not being able to go very deep.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. I'm just
stranger things have happened.
Well, we have a lot of good basketball on over the next few weeks because the actual tournaments start this week. Some of the mid-major tournaments and stuff.
I think another reason why I won't say I'm for it, but if Arkansas doesn't make the tournament, I'm okay with it because I always do better in my bracket when Arkansas is not in the tournament.
It's good.
Because I'm a homer. I know why. I'm just saying I do a lot better. And I find the tournament lots of times I find the tournament more enjoyable when Arkansas is not in it because I'm watching other teams more than sitting around worrying about what my team's going to do. You know what I mean?
Got you. I thought you just kind of lost interest in basketball in general, but
No. I'll still watch March Madness. I'll still get into it. I'll still do a bracket. I'll do all kinds of stuff. It's just, I don't feel like we deserve to be there this year. I don't feel like we are a tournament team this year. Now they could win these last 2 ball games and make some noise in the SEC tournament, and I'll be like, bring it on. But I just don't see us going anywhere. I'm being more of a realist than a negative guy.
No, I understand. Well, speaking of the end of stuff, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Jimmy Johnson's retiring.
I thought he already was retired. That's why he was doing broadcasting.
He retiring from that.
Oh, okay. All right.
31 years, man. 31 years.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. I was talking to Bob about this earlier. When I was 18 years old, I was working for Ace Hardware in Mountain Home, Arkansas. And the guy who owned Ace Hardware brought me in and sat me down, and I was about to take off for college. I don't know why, because I never liked school. I don't know why I was going to go to more school, but I was thinking I was going to go to college. So he pulled me in and it told me he wanted to make me a full-time employee and he wanted to give me profit sharing. And I was 18. I didn't know anything about profit sharing, or, I didn't want to work at Ace Hardware for the rest of my life. What kind of loser works at Ace Hardware for the rest of his life? Dude, 48, I could have been retired. Could have had profit sharing and Ace Hardware, which who knows where that's at now.
Yeah.
I probably could have owned my own Ace Hardware by the time I retired. And being 18, if I go back, that's something I would change. I would find a job. It doesn't even really matter the job. I would find a job and I would stick with it, and I would do my 30 years and get the hell out. Because now I'm almost 50 and I'm looking at 65 before I can,
Yeah, I looked at my retirement thing just a while ago, and it was 67 was the target date right now, based on the funds that I have saved.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, that's 18 more years, man.
I'm like, come on, bro, that thing needs to grow a little bit quicker. Come on now.
Well, if there's any 18-year-olds watching, first of all, you need to find something better to do with your time, and second of all, find a job and stick with it, man. Stick with it. I heard a guy talking the other day, and he said that the new millionaires in the United States will be plumbers and electricians, because we are so short on trade skills that these guys that are actually trained in this are going to make bank.
Yeah.
So if you're young out there and you look for a job, get into something like that. Get into a trade. Get into carpentry or mechanics or welding or something like that.
Yep. Also, I don't know if you saw. I saw some wrestling news. I don't know if you saw. Have you seen what's going on with wrestling?
He pulled a Hulk Hogan, man. He pulled a Hulk Hogan. He turned heel, dude. He turned heel.
Cena went heel. What?
Dude, it was awesome too how they did it. It was awesome how they did it. I think it's great. I
watched the video. I didn't see it live or anything, but I watched the video of it.
I didn't watch it live. I watched the video of it, but when he hugs Dustin Rhodes, and then he looks over and Cody Rhodes and freaking, I was like, oh, I cannot believe this.
I don't know the whole story. So why is The Rock a heel? What happened? How is this all going down?
It's all got to do with the family bloodline and Roman Reigns and the Usos and all. It's got to do with, he's like the head boss, or whatever. The Rock is? Yeah, it's theater. It's theater. It's they're trying their best to replicate the Attitude Era. They're trying to bring back, because they have fallen off quite a bit, man. I mean, WWE doesn't make the kind of stank they used to make, I guess is what I'm saying. So
gotcha.
They're trying they're trying anything to bring in viewers. Well, Cena turning heel is probably the biggest thing that's happened in wrestling in forever, because Cena's been he was like Hogan, man. He's a good guy. He's been a good guy forever.
Yeah, I know. I was pretty surprised when I saw the thing there too. It said somebody will turn heel, and I was like, "What?"
They did a good job.
And there was a bunch of memes too. Like, you remember that one where Brock Lesnar throws the guy down the handicap kid down the stairs?
Yeah.
This meme comes up, says John Cena when he sees a Make-A-Wish kid, and it shows Brock throw the kid down the stairs. It's like, what is going on?
The greatest part about all the clips that I saw, is he turns heel, and then they jump Cody Rhodes and start beating on him, and they show the crowd, and there are little kids crying. I mean,
was there?
Just bawling. Cena just turned heel. This sounds so bad, but I laughed so hard because I understand what those kids are feeling. I do. I understand, man. I've told this story before. When Hogan dropped the leg on Macho Man and became Hollywood Hulk Hogan, I teared up. I did. I teared up. Hogan was my hero for my whole childhood. He stood for everything good,
Yeah.
It was like watching Jesus slap somebody. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyway, Cena's a heel now. So there you go.
A heel. That's great, man. I love the fact that his face changed. Like, usually Cena's all smiles and everything. Look at his face now. He's I'm a heel.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of him. Yeah, they were one he's sitting there all like this, and the other one he's got the frown.
Yeah, he's just. It was great. It was a great move. WWE did a good job on it. They really did.
All right. And then last thing, man, I was going to show you the standings for the NBA right now. I know we were talking about them at All-Star break, but since then, what's been going on? I know we don't keep up with the NBA that much, but
I've been keeping up. I've been keeping up with it a little bit more lately since Luka got traded, and then we're past the All-Star break, so the playoffs are coming up. I don't understand the NBA media. I don't get it.
Okay.
Cleveland is probably on a tear that nobody has seen since probably the 94, 95 Bulls when they won 70-something games.
Golden State, probably.
Cleveland is on a freaking tear, and nobody wants to talk about them. I watched them before the Cleveland-Boston game, and Perk is sitting in there talking about how Cleveland's going to get their ass whooped, and they're going to get it handed to them, and they don't know, they're about to see what real basketball is. And then they go into the Garden, and they beat Boston. Still nobody wants to talk about them. They want to talk about Boston. They want to talk about New York. They want to talk about Milwaukee. They want to talk about LA. Actually, what they really want to talk about is LeBron. Everything turns back to LeBron. Everybody talks about LeBron.
Yep.
I guess somebody came out and made a statement about it was the whole thing about Luka taking the last shot and LeBron not being the man anymore and all this stuff. Steph Curry goes out and puts up 56 points that night. 56 points. And all the news media wants to talk about is LeBron. That's all they want to talk about.
Yeah.
It almost makes, I've seen it on X before, and I don't know if it's true, but it would make a lot of sense. It makes me think that LeBron is paying out of pocket to some of these media guys.
Well, he probably greasing the wheels some, probably. I don't know.
LeBron give me $1 million. I'll talk about how wonderful.
Well, Cleveland's won 10 in a row, bro.
Dude, Cleveland's on fire.
They are, man.
But they have Donovan Mitchell and nobody else. And so they don't get talked about. They don't get talked about. The NBA needs to learn real quick that LeBron and Steph and Draymond and the faces of their league are getting old and they're about to leave. And you better start promoting some of these younger guys that are actually doing great things in your league, and you won't talk about them at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cleveland's pulling away from it here. 7.5 games up, man. That's a pretty big lead. And my Orlando, man, they just cannot get it together, bro.
Dude, they had a close one last night. Ended up losing by like 2 points. Franz took the last shot. And then they want to this is another thing that the media loves to do. They like to go into the locker room and see if they can stir up some sort of controversy between players.
Mm-hmm.
So after Franz misses the last shot, they go and ask Banchero or whatever. They ask him, don't you think that should have been your shot and this and that? And God bless him. He says, man, Franz is not the reason we lost that ball game. Okay.
No.
He had a good look. It was a good shot. He didn't make it. That kind of stuff happens, but he's not the reason we lost that ball game. So even though they're close to the youngest team in the league, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Even though they're that young, he's showing a lot of maturity by not, that should have been my shot. I don't know why they didn't draw that up for me or whatever.
Another big surprise is the Detroit Pistons, man. They stunk it up last year, and look at them now this year, up 6 place.
Another team with no big name.
Yeah, well, Caleb Cunningham.
Yeah, he's come out of nowhere, man. He's freaking good, man.
Well, he was number 1 pick. I remember watching him at OSU. He got hurt and towards the end of the season and didn't get to play much for some reason, but he's good, bro. He was good in college too.
Yeah. Well, I would pick Cleveland out of the East. I mean, I would pick them in a heartbeat, except for the fact they're from Ohio, and I ain't going to do that. But they're playing really good ball.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in a 7-game series between them and Boston, New York. I don't know. That should
They kind of proved the other night that Boston better take them seriously if they end up meeting in the playoffs. They better take them seriously.
And then the Lakers have won 6 in a row.
Yeah, what a difference talent makes, huh?
Since Luka got there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my poor Mavs have just, oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Kyrie could get some help, if he could get Anthony Davis, of course, I think did they say he's done for the year, or is there a chance he's coming back?
I don't think they said for the year, but he's out for a while.
Well, Kyrie's just got to keep him in that 10-9 spot until Anthony Davis gets back, because I really feel like the Mavs can be a good team. They just need everybody out there on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Well, there you go, man. There's your updates and your slides and everything. You feeling all right?
I bet you that might actually tick off the Dallas Mavs owner. If he's wanting to pull a major league and have a crappy team so he can move them, and they're still in a playoff spot, that's probably upsetting him. He'd probably trade off Kyrie pretty soon, I imagine.
Don't worry. I heard they're going to put a billboard up in the locker room, and every time they win a game, they're going to pull a piece of clothing off.
Off of Nico? That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. I would do that. If I was a Dallas Mavs coach, I would do that in a heartbeat, man.
That'd be so funny. All right, guys, time for a comeback. There's a lot of games on tonight, man. A lot of college basketball on tonight. I was looking at that. Probably what I'm going to be doing is chilling, rooting for Duke to beat Wake Forest because they're on Wake's on the bubble. Some other games on it.
You want Wake Forest beat because they're on the bubble?
Yeah, I need Wake to beat. I need Duke to beat Wake. I need Lipscomb to beat Central Arkansas.
I don't think that's going to be a problem. Lipscomb's pretty freaking good.
Yeah, they are. That's the only two I see for tonight.
Lipscomb's pretty freaking good. They played them earlier this year and beat them, I want to say by 30 or 40. So Lipscomb's a good team.
Yeah.
Do you just want the guys on the bubble beat because Arkansas is on the bubble?
Yeah, I'm trying to help our chances.
Okay, all right.
I'm hate watching.
Well, Miss Hope's a little lady from church, and we talk about the Razorbacks every time we see each other.
Later, Floppy.
And Miss Hope says we see each other, And the first thing I said to her, I said, "What about them Razorbacks on the baseball field, man? They are just whooping butt." And she just started laughing. She was like, "Well, what about them other guys? 3 baskets in the first half." This is a 70-year-old woman. She said, 3 baskets in the first half, Tucker. You and I could have got 2.
That's funny. Well, there's a lot of sad fans out there, so we want to make sure we bring up our mental health.
Focus on baseball. Focus on baseball.
If you're a basketball only fan,
Yeah.
you can call the National Suicide Crisis line. No, seriously. If you need some help, if you're struggling out there, you feel like you might want to hurt yourself or hurt someone else or know someone that's struggling, there is a national hotline that you can call 988 and get some help. They have the resources that you need. And don't do life alone.
I heard this the other day, and I haven't researched to see if it's 100% true or not. But we have been tracking school shootings for 51 years, I think is what they said. 51 years we've been tracking school shootings. Did you know every school shooting that we've had, the shooter has been on some sort of antidepressant?
Every one of them? Are you sure about that?
Every single one of them has been, or at least that's what I read. So, and when you take an antidepressant, it even says, may cause suicidal thoughts or,
That's wild.
No, it says homicidal too. But I thought that was interesting. Maybe we're giving out too many prescription drugs.
Oh, I know we are that. And then don't get me started on the vaccines. We're not going down that road. Calm down. All right, before we get out of here, man. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here, man? I'm going to go feed the dogs and think about trying out this new pizza place I found.
We have a new pizza place in Conway that I saw is finally open. It's called Lost Pizza. I don't know. Anyway, it was full, but I don't know if it's because it's good or if it's because it's new.
Yeah.
Lots of times you get a lot of traffic in there because it's new and everybody's looking for a new spot to eat or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't know, but I'd like to try it. I don't know if they do a gluten-free pizza.
Man, we found this place called Fat and Happy, and it was like a bar basically with bar food and all that kind of stuff. It was so good. They closed.
Doesn't that figure?
I was like, oh man.
Well,
really
either that or the opposite thing happens. Like we had a place downtown called Pia's, and they did authentic Italian food, pasta, all that stuff. They were awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, anytime we wanted Italian, we go down there. Well, word got out, and now they have changed their name to the pasta place or the pasta grill or something like that. And now you got to have a freaking reservation to get in there. It's so hard to get in there and get something.
Wow.
And I want to go in there and go, I made y'all. I was like one of the originals.
I've been thinking about, I made my bechamel sauce. Did I tell you about that? I told you I'm making the sauce.
Do you think you're saying that right?
No. But I'm saying how it's spelled.
Bechamel?
Bechamel. It's a form of that spelling. It's probably not spelled just like that, but
Bechamel. Bechamel. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, it's gravy. All right. Made some freaking gravy. All right.
Most sauces are. Yeah.
But it was pretty good. It ended up tasting real because you had some chicken stock and stuff later.
Mm-hmm.
It had a lot of seasonings, all that stuff. It was really good, smelled good. And then we used it for biscuits and gravy. I used it on, not biscuits, even just some bread or whatever. And it was really good. But it would have been awesome on some chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Like in fine dining, they have that stuff on the plate, and then they put the chicken on.
Uh-huh.
It'd been like that. I need to figure out how to make a pizza sauce.
Yeah, trout. I grew up in Mountain Home next to one of the biggest trout rivers in the world, and people always wanted to feed me trout, and I'm like, trout is not good. I don't like trout. Oh, you just ain't had it right. You need to do it like this. No, trout. I don't like trout. And then I went to Gaston's one time and got trout with holiday sauce. Best trout I ever had in my life. It had nothing to do with the trout. It was that holiday sauce. You could put that on pretty much anything. It would have been good.
Yeah. I'm gonna figure out how to make a pizza sauce, and then I know I can make homemade pizzas with you can get those like those big tortillas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's all thin crust is, a big tortilla.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much.
Come on, people. Roll it over it a few times and smash it real good or whatever. Yeah. Use the homemade sauce. I bet it'd be good. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, bro. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I got to get off here. I got to follow Lacey down to Enterprise so she can turn her car in.
10-4.
All right, dude.
I will catch you later.
Go Hogs.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.